Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc's Dumpster, where it's a review of the movie Armageddon. An asteroid the size of Texas is headed towards Earth, and it's going to be here in about 18 days. Well, actually, that's according to the movie. And of course, this was done in 1998, so I think we're okay right about now. NASA goes to an oil drilling rig where they find Harry, who has been told to have been the best oil driller of them all. But this is, of course, sometime after Harry catches AJ and his daughter Grace in bed together, and he's not happy about it. So NASA talks him into going on the mission, in which he wants to assemble his team of doing so. Of course, they try to give him a team, but he says no, he wants his own team. So he hires his oil drilling buddies to go on the mission. Of course, they go through a training montage and everything like that. And of course, they have to strike a deal with NASA, saying one of the biggest ones was, we don't ever want to pay taxes ever again. So they arranged that to happen, only in a movie, folks. And basically, they pretty much get everything that they want, and they go on the mission, and they go to the big old piece of rock. And sometimes it seems like they're doing okay, sometimes they're not doing so well, but they finally get to the spot where they need to get to. And it's down to Harry, AJ, and a few other of the crew to try to draw straws to see who's gonna drop the bomb into the hole that they drilled into and detonate the bomb. Because unfortunately, whoever detonates the bomb has to stay behind. AJ draws the shortest straw, but Harry winds up kind of sort of tricking AJ into getting back onto the shuttle. They take off. Harry has one final goodbye with his daughter Grace, and he detonates the bomb. His life flashes before his eyes, and that's the end of Harry. They get back to Earth, the remaining members of the team. They all have a celebration. AJ and Grace get married. They go through the photos of the men who didn't quite make it back, and the movie ends. The movie stars Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Billy Bob Thornton, Steve Buscemi, Michael Clark Duncan, and Owen Wilson. And the big question is, does Armageddon belong in a dumpster? No. This movie was so much fun to watch. It's a great mix of comedy and adventure and just a tad bit of drama. And I will admit, I got a little emotional when Harry had to detonate the bomb and everything, because I'm like, oh man, he was such a butthead in this movie. No, Harry, no. But yeah, I did see this movie sometime after it came out on video years ago, and I had no idea how much money it made at the box office, but I knew I just really wanted to see it because it looked like a fun movie, and of course, Aerosmith did the main theme song for it, so there you go. But you may be kind of wondering, I was like, well, how is it that a movie that was the biggest money-making movie of 1998, why on earth is it in this series? Because critics hated it. And two sets of critics really hated this movie. In fact, they said this was their pick for the worst movie of 1998, and that, of course, goes to Siskel and Ebert. Now, I don't like to speak ill of the dead or anything like that, but I gotta say, in all honesty, I thought they were wrong. I've seen them pick some much worse movies for their picks for the worst of every year, but this really didn't deserve that honor. But Armageddon, fun movie, and of course this came out about around the time that everybody was fearing for the new millennium to come around and everything like that. And of course, this movie came out along with Deep Impact, and I think critics liked Deep Impact, but I think that one bombed, which is kind of funny because this movie was a huge hit and critics hated it. So yeah, go figure on that one. but it's a fun movie. Great soundtrack, and yeah, it's definitely up there with one of my favorite adventure comedies. Can we call it that? I even labeled one time Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom an adventure comedy, so I don't know. But there you guys have it, a review of Armageddon. And if you've seen it, which I imagine probably about 99.9% of you have, leave me a comment below about how you think of this movie, if you agree or disagree. And of course, if you like my videos, always feel free to subscribe. And if you've got a movie you think belongs in a dumpster, which should have an asteroid about the size of a dumpster, smash into it, send it my way, and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. And until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on.